Hello there. All right, here we are with issue 28. So, looks like we're going to do Astromechs and Geonosis Droid Foundry. But first, we're going to talk about the Fire Spray Pursuit Special, Slave 1. So, there you go. Boba Fett fans, you guys got to learn about Slave 1. And Boba Fett and all his whatever. I've never been a big Boba Fett fan. I always thought he was overrated, and yeah, I didn't see what was special about him. So I know there's a lot of people that thought otherwise, but I was not one of them, obviously. So yeah, and then we're going to talk about the Geonosis Droid Foundry. So that was from episode 2, The Attack of the Clones. So that might be interesting. And then we get to talk about Astromechs. And R2-D2 is one of the best characters ever. So that's pretty interesting. And now we got to get into the parts for this issue. So we've got the ring here. We've got the top part of our corridor. We've got our arch and the little pads. We have some screws. Some screws there. We have our frame and our plating. So we'll set the plating and the frame off to the side. We don't need to worry about that at the moment. We won't really worry about that either. So one of the things I will need to do is get this washed, as well as this arch, because I want to, you know how I do this, I mask this arch off and paint it, or prime it, use the priming for that. And let's just have a quick look. So we're going to do the arch, put all the padding in, or not the arch, but the top part of the corridor. Get the padding put in. We'll get the arch put in. Put those all together, and then that attaches to the main piece. You can see this down here. This is how all of the corridors are going to attach together, and it's basically telling us about that and how to get those attached. And that will be the end of that. And then issue 29, we're going to get some more framework and a piece of the rib. And we're going to get this center piece that will help hold and strengthen that whole piece there. So that's what we're going to be doing. So for now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and prep these pieces. These two pieces here. This piece and this piece. So I need to get these prepped. If this was something that was going to be shown, I'd probably clean these up a little bit. You can see those little sections. These are from like the presses where they press it out of the mold. I would clean those up, but you're not going to see them, so I'm not going to worry about it. But I do need to get this section here painted where those paddings are going to go in. I won't paint the middle there, but so this needs to get masked, and so I need to get this washed, masked, and then primed, and then I need to mask this and prime it. So I'll go ahead and get started on that, and we will come back and put it all together. I will clean all these up on my own, and all these things will get cleaned up and everything and be prepped and ready to go by the time you come back, and you'll see me just put it all together. So I will see you when we're ready to put it all together. All right, welcome back, everybody. So we've got some painting done. We've attached all the pieces of that. I was actually going to paint that before I got to this part, but I got a little antsy. So you can see that I already used some glue there. I actually had to go get some more glue. That's one of the things that kind of threw me off a little bit. So we're on our third bottle of glue. I'll make sure I update the old database on that. And yeah, so there we go. So let's go ahead and get started on this. Before I get going, I wanted to show this off. So This is the walkway, and I think I might have mentioned that instead of using a brush and just kind of dry brushing it or whatever, I was going to try airbrushing it, and now I wish I would have trusted myself and done this on all of them, because that really came out really nice, I think. Unfortunately, I can't go back and fix them all, but what are you going to do? I couldn't pull this out because I put these cushions on. So I had to actually mask over them so I wouldn't have any kind of overspray there. I mean, there's no real overspray there anyway, but man, I love how that came out. I feel stupid for not doing it before. All right, let's get our cushions up here and we'll start getting those put on. Let's get this one rip roaring and ready to go. So it's going to go like that first. Got to use the right brush. So that brush is old and busted, dry and crusty. And so I had to get another brush and we'll get this glued on. Apparently I threw out a bit too much glue. So I'm going to put these on and I'm going to push this as far down this way, but it'll be up after it's all said and done. So that way I get maximum space there. You guys know how that is. I don't know why I put quite so much glue out. I guess I'm not used to a full bottle getting the glue out there like that. So, yeah. Wide side. No. I guess go like that. It's weird because, there we go. Oh, that's on the opposite side. So I'll explain what I was confused about there here in a minute. All right, so this side, the narrow side was on here and the wide side was there. Whereas this side, the wide side's there and the narrow side's there. And it was a little bit confused, but it's because of the geometry of these. So really kind of threw me off for a second. I am smart, I promise. I better be careful. Some people might take offense to that, and then I won't be able to run for office anymore. Okay. I don't know if it matters. We'll just get it put on there as best we can, and make sure that it stays. All right, we're good to go. Get this other one put on. I have way too much glue. That's for damn sure. Unfortunately, I can't put these back together yet because I need to paint that before I do anything else. And this one's the same, I think. So we'll just slap that on there. Nope, wrong side around. There we go. That's better. All right, so there's that. And that will, when we're ready, that will go on here. But I got to get this last arch done before we can do that. We'll get that put together. And then we'll get the ring put on, and then this part will be done. So that's what it's going to look like there. Now I thought about, because the pictures have one of these that has an open wires, and I thought about doing the same thing. But honestly, man, that was a lot of work. It would have been a great effect. But also another thing is, I don't think you're going to actually be able to see back there very well. So I felt like it was something that wasn't going to be worth doing. So we've used 2 brushes now, and by the time I get around to using more glue, I have to use more tape. So what I'll do is I'll go ahead and stop this and paint this up real quick, and then we'll come back and finish putting it all together. I don't know what's going on here. Gotta get this, whatever this is. Might just be some built up glue. I don't know. Might be. Oh well. Alright, so I'm going to get started on getting this painted and then we'll come back when it's all done. So I'll see you guys after a minute. Okay, so there we go. We've painted that. And it's funny, I was just looking. I showed it off on the camera there. And the black really jumps out, but as I'm looking at it, it's very subdued here. So the camera is really picking up that contrast quite a bit. But from my standpoint, it's very subdued compared to what it was like before. So I find that rather interesting. I didn't really want to take a lot of time working on this because of the fact that this is going to be on the back side. This is where this is going is towards the back, and you're only going to see it from a distance. So it's not going to be that big of a deal. All I have to do is figure out where the uh, hole goes. Okay, so it goes in just like I had it. So just like all the others, the peg on the top here is offset. So I just need to make sure that it's going the right direction, and it is. So let me see. We've used 4 micro brushes, and we're going to use one more because I have to glue this down. And you know me and my micro brushes. I mean, it helps that I bought like 408 of them for like $4 or something. So why not use them up? We'll just go with that one little drop. I end up wasting so much glue. Okay, so first things first, let's get some glue down in here. All right. Let's go to the outside there. All right. There we go. Let that set for a minute and set up. And then we'll get some glue on these sides, those little nubbins there, and we'll glue this in place. Setting up nicely. Okay. Okay, now to get all this glue in, all at the same time, which I have to admit is slightly stressful because I don't know. You don't want to like take a lot of time for the glue. I mean, it gives you a little bit of time to work with it, but at the same time, you don't want to be like messing around with it either. So, uh, yeah, looks like one drop was enough. Oops, come on, slick. Reminds me, I had an old mentor in the army, and he used to call me Slick all the time. It was kind of funny. Kind of made me laugh. He's like, "What's up, Slick?" And just the way he'd say it was Slick. Pretty humorous. All right, we'll hold that in place for a second. Let's go ahead and dry fit the old ring. And just like always, it goes on the outside part. Good to go. We'll probably need just a smidge more glue. Another partial drop there. I kind of burned my finger. I was washing stuff, airbrush and paintbrush and all that kind of stuff, and had the water so stinking hot, kind of burned myself. Now the good thing is I don't have to glue all the way around on this ring. I just have to glue enough to hold it. All right, there we go. This was PVC. You'd put it on and then give it the old quarter turn. There we go. That is glued. Okay, so we've used a total of 2, 3, 4, 5 micro brushes. Try to keep that in mind. Let's see here. Oh, we got that all put together, and now they want us to put all these pieces on here. I wonder if it has us screwing these in place. Hold the ring, blah, blah, blah. Plug the recess end into the port corridor into the port doorway of the hold. Assemble the passage tube and corridor as shown in stage 23, then fit the access tunnel to the slot in the corridor. Fit the recess end of the corridor into the hold doorway as in stage 17. Finished assembly should look like this. But yet I know there's some that have screws and it's not telling us to screw it. So that's interesting. We'll just see how all this goes together. So there we go. Now you can get a good view of everything. Let's even kind of fade it that way. Center it somewhat. All right, that is what the interior is going to look like. And that's the last little bit. Finished assembly should look like that. Like I said, it doesn't tell you to glue these in place, but I'll tell you one thing, friction is not going to hold those there. So I will have to get those glued and all that kind of stuff. But you can see here, down through here, there's a little patch. Pull this back off. So there's a little patch right, get my handy dandy screwdriver for a pointer, right here where you come down, that I'll need to kind of do some of the hand painting to match these walkways, because I didn't paint that section right there. 2 different parts, so I'll hand paint that to continue it on so it all blends together, that kind of stuff. And I didn't paint into this little walkway, but I'm okay with that. So yeah, there you go. That is that. Push. There we go. That's nice and solid. Very cool. I like it. All right, so that concludes this one. So as I mentioned before, we're going to get some more framework, and we're going to get this ring for the framework and a rib. I don't think I've got any more ribs already, so I doubt if we're going to be putting any more pieces of the pie together yet. We'll probably just be putting this ring on. So also I got something to put the little support stuff on there to hold it all together so I can easily pick it up and everything. It's going to be important. I'll get that put together off camera and whatnot, and it'll all be good. So pretty big milestone, if I do say so myself. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this so far, and the interior's pretty much done. We'll probably at some point be moving to do the gun turrets and whatnot, so that'll be fun and interesting. We'll see what kind of stuff I can do with that. So hopefully you guys are enjoying this, and you continue watching. So go ahead and smack the old like button if you're enjoying it. Hit the dislike button if you're not enjoying it, because why not? And for, throw some comments in there. Let me know what you guys are thinking. Let me know what your thoughts are on this. I really appreciate the comments. Anybody that does YouTube knows that having feedback is like very important. So any feedback you guys can give me, I'd really appreciate, and I would very much enjoy. So with that, I'm going to say thank you again, and may the force be with you always.